think I'm ready. Hello everyone and welcome to my channel. Today I am bringing you a good old-fashioned fails video. Yes, these products have failed me miserably and did me dirty. I have quite a few products to talk about, so if you're ready, then I'm ready, so let's get started. Before we get started, I do want to say welcome to all of our new family members out there, and in case you're not familiar with me yet, my name is Melissa Leah Garrett and I'm a cruelty-free makeup and beauty reviewer, a makeup enthusiast, a plus-size beauty, and a PNH and ITP fighter. If you'd like to know more about those two diseases, there are videos down below in my playlist that you could check out. Also, while you're at it, go ahead and hit the subscribe button to join the fam and hit that notification bell, therefore you know when I'm posting, even though I mainly post on Tuesdays and Fridays. Also, give this video a like while you're at it. Yes, I did take the rest of the week off last week, just to kind of decompress and take everything in as far as what is going on right now. If you want to know how I feel about it, it is a very short video that I uploaded last week. You can check that out. I'll also put it up here in the little eye now that I know how to do it. I'm moving up in the world. So yeah, if you want to check that out, it is there. So today I am bringing you a good old-fashioned fails video. It has been a while since I have talked about products that I didn't really quite like. Either they didn't agree with me or I just didn't like them in general. I have a nice little basket here full of stuff, and yes, this is a basket that you pick strawberries in, to go through. So let's go ahead and just get on into it. Before we get into the product fails, I do want to put this disclaimer out. I hate the fact that I got to do this, but I have to. That just because these products did not work for me and you like them does not mean you have to stop using them. These just didn't work for me. They didn't vibe with my skin. They didn't want to work well. They didn't want to perform well, whatever you want to say. We all have different skin types, skin tones, skin textures. Makeup is a preferential thing. So if any of these products that you love are on my fails list, please don't feed me to the wolves and put my head on a stick. All right, let's just get on into it. All right, let's go ahead and start off with some skincare products. I'm going to try to have somewhat of a flow going on as to what kind of products I'm going to talk about, but yeah, let's go ahead and start with skincare. The first item I want to talk about is from Milk, and it is their vegan milk moisturizer. Now, a lot of people actually like this. Yes, I have a little trial size. A lot of people actually like this, but I don't. Reason why I don't is because it is way too thick. I am not a fan of real, excuse me, my nose is running, allergies are kicking in. I am not a real big fan of thick moisturizers on my face. As you know, I like the Belief Aqua Balm. I like the Tatcha water cream. Anything, and the Hubster's alarm's going off. Anything that has more of like a thin consistency of a moisturizer, I really like. And this one is not it. It is just way too thick for me, and it is a hard pass. The next skincare item I have for you is from Ulta, and it is the Advanced Cleansing Nourishing Daily Cleanser. Now, it says it has coconut oil and argan oil in it. One, this is too thick for me. I don't like the feeling of it. Two, it leaves my skin very dry for as much oil as they say it has in there. I don't know, and I really don't have dry skin. I have pretty normal skin. I do get a little bit of dry flakes on my eyes every now and then, not very often, but for some reason this dries my face out like crazy. A really good everyday cleanser that I would recommend, especially if you're going on the more inexpensive side, is from e.l.f. I can't remember. I think it's just called the Daily Facial Cleanser. I'll pop a picture of it right here so you guys can see it. But this one, it's a pass. This next item I did kind of put into the skincare category because it takes your makeup off, well, supposedly. And it is the Bliss Makeup Melt Dry, Wet, Gentle Jelly Cleanser with rose flower. This does not take squat off. I tried it dry. I tried it with water. I even tried it with a makeup wipe, and it will not take anything off. I don't know how I can get this to work, but it doesn't work for me. And it's not like I cake my makeup on. I don't. But just for some reason, this is just terrible. Even with the makeup wipe, I get very minimal makeup off my face. So this is a pass. If you want something like this from Bliss, I highly recommend. It's the Makeup Melt Never Greasy Eye Makeup Remover Gel, but it takes all the makeup off of your face, not just your eye makeup. So I would get this over this, and I do believe this is cheaper than this one, but this is no. All right, next up, we are going to talk about some makeup tools, and I have 2 makeup sponges that just completely missed the mark. The first one, you're going to wonder, why is it still in the box? And I'm ready to tell you. It is the Sweet and Shimmer Blending Sponge. They sold these at Christmas time, I believe, at Ulta. And for some reason, when this brand releases items, they sell out quick, like in 2 weeks, because they're very cheap. I bought 5 of these for $10, and I thought that was a great deal. But I come to the realization why they were so cheap. This sponge is so hard that you could soak it in a bowl of water for 24 hours and it will still be hard. It is that bad of a sponge. I mean, I'm having a time just trying to squeeze it, and it bounces. It just bounced. I mean, it bounces higher than one of those bouncy balls that you get out of the bubblegum machine. It is just really, really bad. And I felt bad because I gave my nieces this for Christmas, and yeah. And the reason why it's in a box still is because I had one out that I tried, and I think I bounced it somewhere and I can't find it. All right, the next beauty sponge I have is from Catrice. It is the Triangle Artist Sponge. And you're probably looking at it like, oh my God, Melissa, that's a really neat sponge. You know, it has the flat top, or the flat tip at the top, it has the flatness on the side, it has the point, it has the curve, it's a nice sponge. No, this one, oh my God, it's the same as this. It's hard, but it's not as hard as this. It does get a little bit softer when you put water on it, but it soaks up so much product, and it doesn't really distribute it evenly. It just kind of moves everything around. The only good thing about this is that it came with a stand. That's the only good thing about it. So I'm getting rid of the sponge, but I'm going to keep the stand. Alrighty. Moving into some cosmetic items. The first item I want to talk about is from Ulta Beauty, and it is their Cool Committee Cooling Jelly Face Primer infused with green tea extract. Now, this isn't actually a bad primer if you have dry skin. If you have normal to oily skin, this is not going to work at all because it feels very sticky and it just moves everything around. Also, you can't use it with any other kind of primer. You guys know I like to use 2 primers, a hydrating primer and a pore blurring primer. I've had people tell me, Melissa, just kind of cancels them out. I don't care. It works for my face. But this right here just, it misses the mark terribly if you have normal or oily skin. If you have dry skin, it might be pretty good, but it did not work for me. All right, let's talk about some foundations. I have been testing out foundations here and there in different videos and whatnot. The first one I got to talk about is actually, a lot of people like this foundation, but I can't stand it. And it is the Tarte Amazonian Clay 12-Hour Full Coverage Foundation. I got this in an Ipsy bag a while ago. I want to say it was like 4 or 5 months ago. And I forgot it was in my drawer. And then I saw it in my drawer and I was like, oh, I need to try this out. One, I want to know what their definition of full coverage is because this ain't it. This is not it. And it's not buildable at all. It just kind of like shifts and it chunks up, and it's really, really thick for it being a non-full coverage foundation for me anyways. It's just really, really thick. Now, the color of it was amazing. The color matched me spectacularly, and I was in the shade Fair Sand. But, ooh, it's just not a good look. It caked up. It just, no, it was not cute at all. The next foundation I want to talk about is from Ulta Beauty, and I actually tried this on camera. I do believe it was in a video called These Products Did Me Dirty, Trying Out New Products. I can't remember. But it is down in the description box. I mean, down in the playlist. It is the Effortless Effect Medium Coverage Hydrating Foundation. This is not medium coverage. The coverage is barely there. I would say it's more of a light to medium than just a flat out medium. Plus, it breaks up. It doesn't last very long, and it smells. It smells weird. I don't know. I just did not like this at all. It is a no-go for me. And the last foundation that I want to talk about, I was really shocked I didn't like it. Because as you guys know, the Juvia's Place I Am Magic Velvety Matte Foundation is my all-time favorite. I absolutely love this foundation. I'm wearing it today between this and the NYX Can't Stop Won't Stop foundation. Those two are my bomb. Then they came out with this, and it is their foundation stick. And I was really excited because if they had a foundation stick that had the coverage of the liquid foundation, I was going to be all for it. And especially because they're at a really great price. I was wrong. First off, this is really, really dry. I like to have my foundation sticks with a more creamier consistency, and the best one that I've come across for me are the Makeup Revolution foundation sticks. I even tried the ColourPop foundation sticks, and I didn't like those because they were so dry. That, and it did this weird thing at the top of it. I don't know if you guys can see that. Now, I don't have this kind of texture on my face at all. I mean, I'll have a little bit of texture when I'll have like a pimple or whatever, but I don't have bumpy texture on my skin. So when it did that, I was just like, oof. And I just rubbed it on my hand, and it's still doing it. But it's a very dry foundation. It doesn't like to move around. Sorry, I do have a bruise there. It doesn't like to move around. The coverage is okay. It's just not the greatest as far as feeling wise and texture wise. So this is a pass for me. Speaking of Juvia's Place face products, the I Am Magic setting powder. I like how this feels on my skin because there are some setting powders that can feel really dry and just really make your skin look really rough. I like the way that this feels. However, about 20 minutes after I put it on, I noticed that the inner corners of my eyes and around my smile lines, everything starts bunching up, and it's just not a cute look at all. And I've tried to finagle this in so many different ways, use so many different types of foundations and concealers with it, but it kept doing the same thing, just bunching everything up, and it just looked really, really gross, and yeah, not a favorite. The next setting powder I want to talk about is the Ciate London Extraordinary Translucent Powder. This has flashback, the flashback on this is terrible. That, and it feels really chalky. Like I just ground up some chalk, put a powder puff in, and went poof on my face. That's what this is to me. I could not get behind it. The flashback is terrible. No. Now we are moving into some eye products. Y'all know that the Stila liquid glitter eyeshadows just took the makeup world by storm, and everyone's been trying to copy them ever since. Well, e.l.f. came out with some, and I have to say, these are not good at all. Now, let me tell you why. They swatch beautifully, as you're gonna see. I have the shade Copper Pop. I have Disco Queen. And I have Flirty Birdie. I thought it said something else. Now they swatch beautifully. And I was really excited for these, especially for the price that they are. I mean, they just swatch so well. However, they take forever to dry. And if you go to blend them, that's what you're left with. You are left with a patchy mess of glitter. That is what you're left with. And it's just like the color goes away. You just have you have glitter, and then you have like a little patch of color. That's what happens. And they just are not good at all. And I was like really, really excited for them. And lastly, I have 3 eyeshadow palettes that I want to talk about. The first 2. Whew. I love the brand Essence. Sometimes their products are hit and miss, but I really do like their products because they are so inexpensive. But these bad boys right here, oh my God, they are a nightmare. This is the water palette. I don't know who approved this. I guess they were trying to do a small dupe of the Blue Blood palette. I can never say that without struggling. But I mean, this is just terrible. They're patchy. They're not pigmented enough. And when you do try to build it up, they blend out to nothing. It's just a bad, bad palette, this one is. And so is this one. And this is the Air palette. You would think, I don't know if it's my light's picking it up, but when you look at it, they have all these different beautiful shifts in it and stuff. I mean, I am like digging my finger into this, and there's nothing on my finger. I am digging. You can't get squat on this. It's just, oh, it is bad. They are terrible. I just do not waste your money on these, because these are $10 a piece, and you can buy something better than this. It's just, no, this is a hot mess. No. And the last eyeshadow palette that I want to talk about, this is okay. It's not a definite fail for me. It's just okay. And it is the Ditto Galaxy Shade palette. I like some of the shades, not all of them. I am not a fan of this glitter at all. I put this on by itself, and then I used a glitter primer, and I still had glitter all down my cheeks. No. These I guess you would call them duochrome shades. They aren't all that great. They're not. They just look really muddy, and they look really patchy when you go to use them, because the colors just blend together and it doesn't look good. Other than that, the rest of the shadows are okay. It is not my favorite palette. It's a subpar palette, and I was really excited, especially for these like duo shaded shadows, but they missed the mark for me terribly, and so did this palette. And that is all that I have for you guys today. Don't forget that all my social media handles will be down in the description box. Come on over. We have fun on those pages as well. I do not, however, have a Twitter account, so if you happen to see one with my face and this gorgeous smile, report it, because it's fake. Also, the list of the products that I used today to make this makeup look will be listed in the description box down below. I love you all so much, and I will see y'all next time. Bye. I am bringing you, I can't talk. I just blinked out. And those were the current product. Why is my face itching?